town you see down in the valley below me, this is where I live. Now, a couple of years ago, a funny thing happened. Back in the summer of 2016, suddenly out of nowhere, all of our communications disappeared. We still had power, but we had no telephone, no radio, no television. We had no internet. You couldn't swipe a credit card. We had no cell phones, no satellite, no nothing. The end of the story is that what had happened is the optic fiber cable that gave this town all of its communications got accidentally cut, or maybe it was sabotage. Either way, we had no way of knowing because the nearest town is 60 miles in either direction. And even people from those towns were coming here saying that they had no communication with anyone. So the point here is this. For one day, we had a complete breakdown of infrastructure in this town 2 years ago. And that's when I decided that I should start preparing. Luckily, this is a small town. Had this been a big city, one entire day with no communications or infrastructure with the outside world of any kind could have meant any amount of civil breakdown. Here, people were largely calm, although I'm sure also worried as I was. For all we knew, there was a terrorist attack that had wiped out the entire United States. Now, my sister, who lives a couple hundred miles away from here, she thought that was silly when I suggested that to her. And I said, no, you don't understand. We had literally no way to communicate with the outside world. We had no cell phones. You couldn't swipe a credit card. We had no television, no radio. People were even saying the sat-nav in their cars wasn't working. For all we knew, this was the end of everything. And I'll tell you something. In this day and age, if there were to be an attack on the infrastructure of the United States or whatever country you live in, you likely wouldn't know what it was for several days or maybe even several weeks. And that's why you should always be prepared. This event in this tiny little mountain town of about 7,000 people 2 years ago taught me that. What's up guys, Ryan here from Always Prepped, aka Dark Dahlia on my gaming channel. Now what I said in the intro was really actually true, and it was pretty scary at the time. I actually had to process in my head for a moment that that might actually be it. Even though then of course I felt stupid when a day later everything else came back on. But I did want to put that little short story out there, and I want to start this vlogging channel off by showing you and help building with you my kit. Now I've been working on this for a couple of years. Ever since that day I started making a list of everything I thought might go good in, you know, a go bag kind of thing where I keep it by my door and I can pick it up at any moment and be gone. All this stuff included. Consists of a few parts, and I'd like to go into that. Today I came out here where we usually go out and shoot because I do have some firearms with me. I don't plan on shooting them, but I didn't want to be pulling firearms out in my apartment parking lot. I didn't bring my rifle, just pistols. As of right now, they're really they're the kind of the primary self-protection that I have in my kit. And I'll show you all of that, I guess, starting right now. Let's go ahead and start this right now. All right, one thing that I think is really essential is a good, well, a bug-out car. Now, that's not what I have here. Now, it's probably hard to see inside. This is actually a car I'm borrowing. There's a lot of stuff. I'm still building this kit, guys. I want to go through this with you of things that I think from my perspective would be great to survive with. And I'm building this kit as I do this channel. All right, so let's have a look in the car as long as we're here. First of all, self-protection. Let's get out in the light where we can actually see this. All right, so this is my Glock 43. Again, I apologize if you can't see very well. My camera's not very good. This is my Glock 43. This is my everyday carry. It fits nicely in a pocket, but I also have a good holster set up for it on my backpack, and I'll show you how that works. All this stuff is designed to work together. Let's go ahead and just put this here by the ammo. Of course, ammunition is something that's essential, and of that I have plenty. Now, this is one concern. This is one thing that if you're considering a bug-out kit for an SHTF situation, you're going to want ammo, but you can't exactly carry all this ammo on you, as this weighs a solid 50 plus pounds right here. So this is where a vehicle's going to come into consideration. Right now, I just have it with me because I thought I might do some shooting while I'm out here, although probably after I'm done with the video. Now my primary weapon, and I'll show you where this fits in on my kit, is my Walther PPQ. I chose this as a good, solid, standard size pistol to carry with me. It has a 15 round magazine capacity, and well, it's really good. Now, so we're talking about a bug out situation, you know, an SHTF, which, if you didn't know, stands for hits the fan situation. I feel self-protection is going to be first and foremost, because when something does happen, and like I said, when something does happen, we're likely going to be the last to know. We probably won't know. And so the cities and the streets could be chaos. You might want protection on you. All right, let's move on to the other parts of the gear. I'll get this unloaded out of the car, and then we'll go back so that with a good camera angle here. All right, so sea bag. I don't have this fully filled yet. Everything's not totally done, even after a couple of years of making this list. Not everything's put together. This is a bag that I can easily grab, sling it over any shoulder, and this is going to have extra clothing, cold weather jackets and things like that. And also I have a waterproof bag in here and some other things that I want to show you. We're going to go over this thoroughly. This is my vest. It's an enhanced load-bearing vest. We're going to go over this as well, and the things that I chose to pack in it. Again, sorry for the lighting here. Now, this is not going to be exactly. I'll put this on, and I'll show you all the pockets, what goes where, and how I prioritize what's in it. We're going to go over that in a second, here in a minute, once I get everything unloaded out of the truck. Now, here, this is my main pack. All right, so this is my main pack. We're going to talk about this too, the things I chose to pack in here, how I kept it it actually is a pretty decent weight. So let's go ahead, let's get this stuff out of the truck. All right, so here's my main pack. And again, this is something I'm still working on, and I want to work on this, and this is like in progress as I do this channel. We're back here, so let's go ahead and start off with some of the basics. Let's recap some of what I said. There's a lot of stuff I plan to do on this channel, and not just vlogging on survival gear, but that is a large part of what I want to do. I want to go over with you guys my kit as I continue to build it, because it's kind of a never-ending thing. The goal is for it to be grabbable, stuffable, and I can walk out the door with it and throw it in whatever vehicle. And currently I have that with these 3 units, with my vest I showed you briefly, my bag, and my backpack. None of it's too heavy. None of it's something you can't just walk out the door with. And I do want to do a test later on. I want to do like a 10 or 15 mile hump with this. How carryable is this weight? Now, that's one reason I use the vest. In an SHTF situation, do you want to be walking down the street wearing full military vest? Probably not. That's why I have the kit bag. I can easily stuff it in there. And although it does have some essential stuff on it, I try to keep the essential stuff split between the vest and the backpack. Of course, again, I'll show you that kind of stuff here. Now, everything I'm wearing is military, and there's a reason for that. It's not because of the camouflage. I don't expect camouflage to really be a big factor. In fact, I think just wearing neutral colors, if anything, is going to be just as good as anything else. But the reason is because I buy all this stuff military surplus. The reason for that, military surplus is simply the best gear you can get. It's made tough. I know, because I was in the military. It's made really tough. It's made to outlast anything. And how about this, guys? One of my friends actually just randomly showed up. I swear to God, I did not plan this. He just showed up. That brings me to my next thing. I do intend to have a few of my friends here on the channel. One of them is a firearms instructor, and he's going to have some videos here and there where he shows safety and guides me through some of the stuff I need to improve on. As you saw in the intro, I'm a little rusty. My firing position was a little bad. Okay, 1 second. Wow, what a coincidence.
Oh shit, what are you doing?
I came out here, I decided to properly start my my prepping channel.
Yeah?
And